So just to walk back through the timeline, obviously on the 12th of November at approximately 2:15-ish, 2:16, Josh Mahony announced his withdrawal from the U.S. Senate race via his Twitter account. Approximately 2 hours after the close of the filing period. Prior to that Twitter announcement, nor directly after that Twitter announcement, was the Democratic Party contacted by Josh or anybody associated with his campaign. Nor did anyone associated with his campaign contact us. As I was leaving Little Rock that afternoon, I got a phone call from Josh. I had not seen the Twitter announcement. I got a phone call from Josh who told me about the Twitter announcement. He told me that a member of his family had health issues, but provided very few additional details. Our conversation was very brief, in which I expressed concern for his family. And that has been my last contact with Josh Mahony. Immediately after that conversation, the Democratic Party, our council, our leaders in the party, staff here, began to go to work to gather the information that all of you guys were asking from us on what the path forward could or might look like. As we went through that process, and as we have not been able to determine, other than the statements that you saw on social media, that Josh Mahony was withdrawing due to a family health concern. The statute clearly delineates the reasons: moving out of state, death, or a serious illness. We have not been presented, nor have we been able to find any evidence to support any claim of a serious illness that would allow us to replace the candidate on the ballot. So therefore, we are bound by statute, and absent any other information provided that we have not been provided, we don't see that there's a decision that the Democratic Party can make other than to follow the statutory guidelines that there is no evidence of an issue that meets those standards to replace the candidate. I think, Reed, did you provide them with the correct timeline and the information? I'm happy to answer any questions on that. But at this time, that's where we are. And I told you all individually and wanted to tell you collectively as a group, we have explored this, and this is the information we have.
So is this the end of it at this point, or are you still hoping to be able to talk with him? I guess trying to figure out, is your reading of the law, a serious illness would have to be, he would have a serious illness, not a family member?
So, Andrew, I think that you can ask, with anything, you can ask attorneys, and you're going to get different opinions on how that. The legal counsel that we've reached out to has said that the interpretation looks towards it would be the candidate. However, even if it would interpret it, even if it was stood appeal, we still do not have any information. We have reached out, and you have copies of that, reached out to the counsel for Josh Mahony to provide us information to that regard. We have not, as of this press conference, received any information other than a statement about family health concerns. And so at this point, it's really moot whether we think it's interpreted that way or not. We have no information or any evidence to substantiate a claim of the candidate or a family member.
So you will not field a candidate?
Do what?
You will not field a candidate?
If it was up to the Democratic Party and it was our decision, we would absolutely have a candidate in the race. But the statute does not allow us to make that decision. It is very clear on what it takes to replace a candidate for office.